welcome back to Newsday. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Now joining us to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from all around the world are Rise News analysts Emmanuel Afeni and Dayo Shobowale. Mr. Emmanuel Afeni, hello and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Cynthia, good afternoon, Dayo. Well, it's been a wet, cool day in Lagos.
Needed.
Yes. So we'll start the review with This Day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. We'll start with the story above the masthead. Shehu Sani, State Police is mirage, recipe for anarchy. Says it will be used by governors to persecute opposition, harass non-indigents, rig elections, counter federal police in cases of conflict of interest between federal government and state. Yes, former legislator, Senator Shehu Sani, human rights activists, saying all this clamor for state police, Dayo,
yes,
that governors will misuse this, if this come to be. Of course, governors met with the president, and one of the things they agreed that we should move forward with the idea of state police. But
what Shehu Sani
yes,
is saying, it's a very pessimistic view. And I'm sure, knowing him, he must have advocated it before. But now that government is about to do it, he moves. That's the politics of contrariness, where you jump on the other side of the fence once you see that something is about to happen. All the things he said are possibilities.
Yes, they are possibilities.
But we know the situation we are in before we said this. We have always discussed this, especially my center has always been pessimistic, just like this. Saying that the tendency for the people to misuse it, that's what he has said. But we have all agreed that at long last, this government cannot police the entire country.
Or the federal government.
So that it's decentralized. And now they have had the first meeting on it. You are talking of the calamities that
no, but it's good we also bring these fears to the fore.
These are the fears.
So that going forward, coming up with a legislation, we'll also try to see how we can prevent this abuse.
But there are always merits and demerits.
Yes.
But right now, the most important thing is that we need security. That's our top issue.
No, we're on the same page. I agree with you. But I'm saying that he has not committed any crime by highlighting the possible abuse so that we'll be conscious of it. Because if you look at what some state governors have done with all these security outfits, some have abused it, some did not.
Most importantly, they did not use the money well.
No, kudos to the late Rotimi Akeredolu, governor of Ondo State. It's Amoteku. There's no record of using Amoteku to harass political opponents.
When we have real enemies.
Yes, rather they were in the bush pursuing kidnappers and all that, making arrests. But we also know that some governors abused Ebubeagu. Somewhere, even in a state, to be specific, Ebubeagu became the nightmare to political opponents.
The tendency
so the tendency is there.
But we have to monitor it. And then don't forget that we have not gotten out of the quagmire. You get me? We are saying we are not safe. And they are bringing the palliative. We have not even administered it. We are saying it's dangerous.
This is a very important conversation because we have had so many potentially brilliant policies, but implementation. So we have to question how things will be rolled out because subsidy removal, in essence, great policy. Implementation, maybe we should have been given the opportunity to have these types of robust debates about how to implement to avert several things.
This is a time for action. He has said, do you like what he has said to happen?
No, but we'll also take.
He has warned us.
We have to take
and secure our environment.
Yes, we have to take some sense from what he has said. We need to watch out, guard against abuse,
misuse of power.
I think that's the whole idea of making this.
Let the governors have the power. Force.
Let's even have that.
Should they have the power? Should this constitutional amendment maybe come with some sort of dissolution of power so that the governors are not directly in control of?
That is what it is all about.
Yes, because
decentralization, devolution. That is what it is all about.
Which is a subset of restructuring.
We are on the starting point now. And some people are saying go back to the dressing room before you start the race.
No, Dayo, it's not going to the dressing room. Go to the drawing board.
Same thing. The same this analogy is a race.
I know.
A race. People are on the mark, 100 meters. The man is ready to shoot. You say, okay, stop.
Mr. Shobwale, they say if you fail to prepare to fail.
The dangers are there. We will watch them so that they don't abuse us.
Okay, now we look at the lead story on the front page of this day. Red Cross declares Nigeria's hunger crisis alarming, demands immediate attention, says time to act is now. PDP, Tinubu is overwhelmed, lacks capacity to lead Nigeria. Bugaji, is officials not telling him the truth? He removed petrol subsidy without planning. Youth protest in Ibadan against hardship. Yes, the Nigerian Red Cross, of course, making efforts to get food for vulnerable Nigerians. Because even those who earn monthly income are in dire straits. Now talk about the vulnerable Nigerians. So the Red Cross talking about the situation that is dire, and they have gone ahead to try to mobilize resources to provide feeding for the vulnerable Nigerians. Of course, the state of the economy, and we saw what happened yesterday in Ibadan. As Daily Sun is reporting, anti-government protest shakes Ibadan as Tinubu's son, Sheyi, urges Nigeria to endure hardship. PDP insists president lacks capacity to rule Nigeria, hails governors. Well, the protest in Ibadan yesterday, and the people, you heard all what they were saying, Dayo.
No,
if I
you are going to say
no,
that.
if I say it now, you will ask me why should I speak Yoruba when you are here. You heard the sing song yesterday.
Yes.
Hunger in the land, and they want the government to do something about it. Now the story
was not good music.
Yes, the story below the photograph. UK, Nigerian parents battle to pay school fees as exchange rates hits 2,052 naira to the pound. Well, parents who have children in the UK, they are finding it tough to get, but like we always say, perhaps we all have to look inwards, put our university system in order so that we don't go through this kind. But parents who already have their children there, they must make efforts for these children to complete their education over there. But it's really tough time for especially those who struggle to send these kids abroad. There are some who have the money, they will just look for it.
By the way, it's only rich people who can send people abroad now for education.
Well, I wouldn't say only rich people.
They are liberty to spend their money the way they like.
Nobody's questioning.
But we have over 90 universities in Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying. Let's put our university system in order, ensure that there's no strike, that we paralyze the system for 9 months. Students will lose academic sessions. I'm sure that's why some who are not even so rich, or they just struggle because they want their children to pass through the university system on time. They send them to climes where you don't have strike that will paralyze the system, and they will have additional academic sessions. Some 4-year program, they do it for 6 years, just because of ASU strike. Well,
the elites in Nigeria
always
send their children overseas. They are not bothered with this sort of thing. Look, let's talk about common Nigerians.
Okay.
So that they can put food in their mouth,
so we should
find their way to the local school.
Okay, let's go.
That's why, you see, they have mouthpiece to put on the front page of newspapers. But those quiet Nigerians who spend 8 years in university because of our students, you are making mockery of now. Those ones, they still graduate.
How can I be making mockery of?
They graduate eventually. And they live in the same society.
No, it's not just eventually. The fact that the system has wasted their time. 2 valuable years, some 3 of their life wasted.
That's the most expensive.
But they do graduate. And those who send their children overseas, it's because they can afford it. I can see the rate of the naira.
Yes,
and see gather, 2,000 pounds. You can, they should have such challenges because times are hard. Even overseas, there are people who are trying to tell migrants or, foreigners to stay in their countries to study, literally.
Okay, let's look at other stories. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper. No 42,000 metric tons of grains in federal government strategic reserve silos. Bugaji. Usman Bugaji, former House of Rep member, says government rented out all its silos. Can't control prices of produce it doesn't have. Nigerians grappling with problems, Buhari planted, Middle Belt Forum.
I think the Minister of Agri should respond to that.
Yes, stop the blame games, Asaf tells federal government. Now, but let's look at what looks like good news. Dayo.
Lastly.
Yes, the Daily Trust newspaper. Food prices drop in Kano, Taraba, Kwara, Niger. Governments go after hoarders. Feed companies stop, suspend mop-up hunger protest press Ibadan. Yes, in Kano, the price of grains coming down because, of course, hoarders, those who are hoarding are bringing food out of their warehouses. In Niger, it's coming down because, of course, the government in Niger State prevented people from bulk purchase of grains from the state. So,
finally, a genuine smile. A genuine smile. Hopefully, this continues to be the case. The prices continue to come down.
Cynthia cannot smile.
Yes. Thank you both, especially Mr. Feni, for this wonderful reviews, particularly this paper. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Feni. Thank you, Mr. Dayo Shibowale. We appreciate your time and analysis. Thank you.